Well, we're learning new developments this morning. President Obama has just released his budget, and now the Honolulu Rail Transit Project has learned that it's getting millions more for the project. All this coming under the one-year anniversary. And joining us this morning with the latest on the Honolulu Rail Project is the Executive Director for the Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation, or HART, Dan Grabowskis. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
So we learned of the President's budget at 5 o'clock this morning, and
Yes.
then you got word for the HART, right?
Yes, the congressional delegation has given us some great news that the President's budget includes another $250 million for the project. So that's terrific. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Let's talk about funding. We found out that there was a federal funding agreement of $1.55 million. There was this big signature ceremony with Senator Inouye's widow there. But how does the sequestration federal budget cuts impact this federal agreement?
So, as you mentioned, last December we were able to be in Washington to get $1.55 billion from the federal government, which was a big milestone for us. Sequestration is really affecting this year. We don't know how much yet. We may see a reduction. But what people need to know is if we don't get it this year, we'll get it in future years. The full funding grant agreement is really a contract between the federal government and the city and county of Honolulu for the project. So that contract over the 35 years of the project, of the program's history, has always been fully funded. So if we don't get a little bit less, get a little less this year, we'll get more next year or the year after.
Does that change the timeline in terms of construction, and where are things now in terms of the project?
Well, we continue to move forward. A few weeks ago, we unveiled for folks the new look of the rail car and how that's going to look for folks. We've added more seats to the trains. We're continuing to design stations and reach out to the community on that. We've had a hiatus in construction out in East Kapolei because of a lawsuit, but we've worked really hard over the last couple of months to try to address what that lawsuit has asked us to do, and we'll be back in full construction later this fall.
All right, well, that sounds good. What about other things for the rail transit project? Because we've learned from Councilman Breen Harimoto, he has an idea that both HART and Oahu Transit Services, which runs the bus, should be under one agency. What's going on with that, and what do you think of that idea?
Well, I think the most important thing, and I really have to tell you that Breen Harimoto has been a great supporter of the rail project and the bus. He and other members of the City Council, Mayor Kirk Caldwell, and the HART Board have all said we need to make sure that we are fully integrated with the bus. And so we're already working on a single fare card, so you'll be able to get on board the bus and the train with one card, that the bus routes will connect to the stations. And so however the back room is organized, whether or not we're actually merged as organizations or we just are cooperating, today we're really just working to make sure that everybody knows that it'll be a seamless system that will really alleviate a lot of the traffic problems that people face on the H1 every single day.
Well, certainly a lot of people are keeping their eyes on this project, and it's an interesting development with the funding today. Thank you so much for joining us, Dan Grabowskis.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks.